Alright, welcome back to RPG Quest, and we are back to game 240, which is Legend of Dragoon on the PlayStation. So yesterday we finally got to disc 2. Now, we're like 1/4 of the way through the game, with 20 hours, 21 hours in. Hopefully the last disc is quick. I can't see this being like an 80-hour game, but we shall see. At least it's not a terrible game. Got a bunch of... we don't really have a bunch of new characters. We have Albert, who's basically Labbit's clone after Labbit's unfortunate departure from the game. It used to be patches. That's just always one. Yeah, pretty much it. I mean, usually the last disc has a lot of FMVs, right? You know, kind of the outro in FMVs. You know, Final Fantasy VIII is a great example where you can't even access like 3/4 or more like 90% of the overworld after you get to the last disc. It's like pretty much have to make it beeline to the final dungeon. So yeah, last disc is probably going to be short, but who knows. Looks like we're on a new area now, so no exceptions, yeah. Hey Buffy Nipples, how's it going? We'll get the awesome intro now with the discs too. We just go like right to the menu. I wonder if we get anything we just like let it hang here for a minute. Probably not. There wasn't a huge number of FMVs in the first disc. I mean, obviously there's the intro FMV. And I think that was it. I mean, I guess most of the disc space is probably mainly used for backgrounds, like all the pre-rendered background stuff, because that probably uses quite a bit of disc space. There's like thousands of different pre-rendered backgrounds. I mean, that adds up pretty quick. Other than that, I mean, there's no voice acting. Well, I mean, there's the voices you get when you do attacks. That doesn't seem like anything happens here. I mean, that's probably like super compressed voice clips. So I can't see that taking up a lot of space, but... Platinum Shadow. I don't know what the first chapter was. Apparently the first chapter wasn't in... Well, I guess there probably was a name for the first chapter. I just don't know what it was. We're in chapter 2 now. Platinum Shadow. Alright, so let's get going. I guess we have the we have the Dragoon for what's his name there? I'm forgetting his name, the martial arts dude, which I haven't even actually used once. That guy just crazy. Yeah, that's what it seems like. I don't know how it's a 4-disc game. I mean, Final Fantasy VIII obviously had a lot of FMVs, which definitely makes sense why that one had 4 discs. This one, I don't know, it remains to be seen. Maybe there's a big chunk of FMVs at a certain point in disc 2, and this one obviously had the intro cinematic. It's like a little bit of an introduction thing. That probably took a decent amount of space, but yeah, I'm thinking a lot of it is just backgrounds. Hey Jim, how's it going? Yeah, so that's the introduction to chapter 2. It's like you just start walking. It's like, alright. It's like, what am I doing now? Alright, let's start looking for... Check the place for Stardust. All the plants are dead. I guess the soil is bad. Most land Tyburo is barren. I have a dream from childhood to make it just like our neighboring city, Donau. Someday I will fill the barrens of Tyburo with green. There's a lot of green. I mean, look at the plants all over the place. I have a turbo controller on so I can just like not have to constantly smash the X button. Yeah, Legend of Mana was the last game that I finished. 2 Legend games back to back, which is awesome. It was definitely the aesthetic of Legend of Mana was fantastic. Like the graphics, the music was just it's the best thing. The plot, or the non-existent plot, or like kind of the structure of the game, yeah, that left a lot to be desired. But yeah, the actual like music and everything about it, there's some awesome music in that game, some awesome graphics. Yep, it's pretty much a choose-your-own-adventure style thing. I hearkened it to like the MMOs. Like you You just do a bunch of mini quests that have like no bearing whatsoever to the story in any way. Just independent little tidbits. Then you have the the main quest lines, I guess you call them. The royal family of Tiberoa has 2 princesses. Both princesses are beautiful. Yes, they're beautiful, but what? Are they ugly inside? Are you implying? Our love nest. Whose love nest? Yeltish. Legend Manor, the game where you imagine your own story. Yeah, pretty much. We'll just have some generic plot about you having to grow a tree. Make up the rest yourself. I smell the ocean from this river. Close to the sea. The sea or the ocean? Those are 2 different things. Is anything wrong with the bridge? It says Clare Bridge. It's the same name as my mom. Oh, my runaway daughter is named Claire too. Grandpa? There may be some secret connection between us. It's impossible to have such a coincidence. Impossible to have such a coincidence. 2 people are named the same name. My god, that's no coincidence. I agree with you. Let's say the population of Endless Continent is about 1,550,000 are women. According to the statistics of the Royal Personnel Authority, 4% of all women have the name Claire. It means that, from a statistical point of view, just looking tells it all. They don't look like each other at all. Indeed. Cranioscopically speaking, the distance between their skull, eyeballs, and also their jawbones are... Damn it, Albert. Give me back Lavitz. Let's go. We won't finish talking until dusk. I know, right? Like, 4% seems like a pretty high percentage for one name. Because Claire's a very common name. Maybe there's like a queen called Claire and all the women name their daughters after the queen or something. So that would make sense in some way. Like, even the most common English names, like, John or something like that, like, probably not even 4% of the population. Hey! Stardust. If I'm not careful, I'll get a splinter. This is a weapon, too. Like that big-ass shield thing. Fuck this guy first. Go to Dunau, you have to go through the Barrens. That place is infested with bandits. Bring them on. Want to arrive in Dunau safe and sound, you better arm yourself to the teeth. Alright, so what kind of stuff we can get in here. I'm almost halfway to like the good equipment. Which I wonder if you can even buy the good equipment in any other shops other than the... Hopefully I can go back to that place. Magic Ego Ball. Voice of normal status bewitchment. Eh. Soft boots. Upgrade. Chainmail. Upgrade. Shadow Cutter. That's an upgrade. I love the confirm, like, they could... I wonder what 2-letter word they could have easily used instead of conf dot. I guess there isn't any easy, concise word that would replace confirm. Yeah, only RPGs. So for RPG Quest, what I'm doing is I'm playing the games, basically blind for the most part, except for games I might have played before, in chronological order. So up to this point, I've completed the NES library, the SNES library, and only games that were released officially in English, so no fan translations or anything like that. So it has to be an official English release. So eventually I'll get to on the PS. I'm actually very close to the PS2. We're about 10-ish games away from the PS2 library. and yeah, and beyond. Obviously, it's going to be a long time before I reach, you know, PS3, PS4, you know, modern consoles. But getting there slowly but surely. I will never be seen streaming for it. Yeah, that's all I do is RPGs. That's my shtick. But yeah, that's almost you know, 5,600 hours worth of RPGs up to this point. Making a Fortnite action RPG. It's got to be on the list if they ever do something crazy like that. That'd be kind of weird if they did something like that, but hey, you never know. Fortnite's popular enough. But of course, if there's any sort of Fortnite RPG, like 99% chance it's gonna be some sort of online. Like I don't include anything that requires like online connectivity, because by the time I get to those games, the servers are not going to exist anymore, most likely. Same thing with MMOs, anything that doesn't have like an ending. I mean, MMOs don't really have an end. Well, it's not feasible to include those in RPG Quest. 200 years old. Yeah, I mean, considering I'm 240 games in, there's over, God, there's like, what, 1,400 games on my list up this? Oh, no, not that much. I can't remember how many games are on my list now that aren't like duplicates or whatever. Double check here. The EverQuest Online Adventure, yeah. That's an example of a game where the servers don't exist anymore, right? Yeah, I got like 1,200 games that are 1,226 games at the moment that are unique. So we're 240 games in, so we have basically another 1,000 games to go, and the length of the games get longer and longer as you go along in generations. Like the average playtime for a PS1 game has gone up significantly compared to, you know, SNES and NES era, and it's going to keep going up the further and further in I get. So am I gonna see the end of RPG Quest? You know, let's be honest. I'm probably gonna. I'm probably not gonna be able to finish RPG Quest, considering it's an open-ended challenge. First of all, right now I only plan to do games that are officially released in English, not necessarily North America. There are some like Asia exclusive ones, European exclusive ones on my list, but it has to be officially released in English, so no fan translations, and physical only. So. You know, eventually there'll be a point where there's no more physical releases, so that'd be technically the end of the challenge. But am I going to see the end of the challenge? Yeah. Retro stuff, very cool. Yeah, right now, well, most of the earlier stuff I played, you know, on emulation, because you know I wasn't going to spend like thousands of dollars on. You know, collecting NES and SNES and all that stuff. But from here on out, it's practically all stuff that I own for my own collection. I own a full collection of PS1 RPGs, PS2 RPGs, PS3 RPGs, Xbox 360, Dreamcast, PS4. I've got like hundreds of PS4. Not complete collection, because I mean it's not, you know, it's not complete. GameCube, I have a complete collection. Like I've got a pretty big collection of RPGs, so from here on out, it's basically all physical releases. There's my collection, link to my collection. But yeah, got a lot of games in my collection. I'm actually at the point where I'm actually playing in my collection, which is awesome. Shadow Madness, yeah, Shadow Madness is fun. That was kind of embarrassing. Yeah, Champions of Norath and Baldur's Gate, yeah. Yeah, those are fun games. I love playing those things. Played practically all those kind of action RPGs back in the PS2 era. I didn't actually own a PS1 back in the day. Like, I only started collecting PS1 games fairly recently. For me, you know, I grew up with NES, SNES, and all that stuff. But between the SNES and the PlayStation 2, I kind of stopped playing consoles. I went to like PC gaming mostly. Only went back to console gaming personally on the PS2 generation, so I completely skipped over the PS1, which is like the golden era of RPGs. I missed out on like all these awesome games, so it's very nice to play these games I'd never had a chance to play. I'll ever get the old retro. I mean, if I can get them for a decent price. I mean, I've actually picked up a Sega CD game recently, Lunar on Sega CD. I don't even own a Sega CD, nor do I plan to own a Sega CD. I just got it for cheap, so I was like, all right, I'll pick this up. But you know, like trying to collect for especially stuff like Saturn, like getting Panzer Dragoon Saga, it's insanely expensive. A lot of the SNES stuff is like insanely expensive. I mean, it'd be nice to complete the collection, but it's just not feasible, you know. And I want to have mortgage my house to finish the collection for the older stuff. I'm thinking of Whale's Voyage. I'll pick up like 5 copies of Whale's Voyage and just snap it in half. Shoot, Pri, Princess Emile is here. Burn them all. It's too sudden. It's scary. Gods, please help us through this. They're owning the Cable Nightmares Sega CD, yeah. Frantic, pretty much, right? God, this Genesis add-ons are nuts. Heard somebody say shoot. Who said that? She seems like a golden personality. Hey, I'm the princess in this country. You have to be nice to me. Excuse me, Your Highness. I would like to name my soon-to-be-born baby. I don't think so. The hell on wheels. Oh no. Disgusting. Stop crying. My husband was killed by bandits. This baby has my only hope. Bandits? Ooey, you bore me. Would have been like even worse if she just like kicked the woman in the belly or something. Oh no. Oh, it's literally at the beginning of the disc too. Is that person Princess Emile? I heard that she was very sweet. Oh no. This is a dream. Please wake me up. Must find Stardust. Yeah. Hey Mary, how's it going? Yeah, ho. Hey, go ahead. The list out there is out there for anybody to use as they see fit. It's not 100% complete. Like when it comes to RPGs or what I decide, if I consider a game an RPG, usually what I do is when the game comes close to being played, I add it to my kind of upcoming game list, and at that point I kind of do a little more research in the game. Try to go into these games as blind as possible, but want to make sure that I'm playing games that I would consider an RPG. And I got the list from a lot of various sources like Moby Games, GameFAQs, stuff like that. So just kind of combine a bunch of different sources. So I kind of threw everything to the pot now. But when I get closer and closer to that game, then I'll make sure they're RPGs. So up to this point, most of the games I played I kind of consider RPGs, even though some are very borderline. Later generations, like I haven't really gone through and like triple checked, the DS library and the Game Boy Advance library and all that stuff, and determine, this is really an RPG or this is like an adventure game. Checking things on Wunderlist. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's basically what I use. Like for most of my collecting, I like shopped around, local. Game shops, like retro shops, check things like obviously eBay, and I did a lot of traveling for work, like all around Canada, and every time I hit like a town, I checked the retro stores and picked up a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff in my collection in those stores. Save a bunch of money that way, that's for sure. eBay is obviously the most expensive option, but sometimes if you're looking for something that's very uncommon, it's about the only option. Indivisible, and they call it an RPG, but it's not. Yeah, that's the thing, right? I mean, we had a whole discussion of this yesterday about like, what games people consider RPGs, not, and it's very subjective. It's one of the, like, genre definition is very hard, especially nowadays where every game has like the same, has like a mix of 20 different subgenres. So, a complete in box copy of Paladin's Quest. Nice, $40. It's an awesome deal. No one was bidding on it. Oh, was it like named something different, or well, I guess it's sometimes, yeah, sometimes they like misspell it. It'd be like Paladin's Quest or something like that, and then nobody sees it in searching. Yeah, prices can definitely be nuts in local stores, but typically better on eBay. I mean, sometimes my PS1 collection, for example, yeah, I picked up most of it probably in the last, 3 years, and the prices have gone up significantly since I picked up my collection. So some of the stuff has like doubled in price. It's nuts. So I definitely picked it up at a good time. I need to buy a couple of these since used all these up during the last boss fight. I should buy some of this stuff. Light-based attack. Buy a couple of these. Darkness Bait for all. There. Yeah, still $40 is a really good price for any sort of complete in box copy of SNES games. Wow. Yeah, that's the thing, right? I mean, most games have some sort of stat leveling or leveling systems. Practically everything can be considered an RPG if you look at it a certain way. But yeah, it's usually, I usually go by the majority rules thing. If a lot of sites mention it being an RPG, then it's probably on my list. There's an astronomer named Fester living in the city. Asking about the stars. Is it Uncle Fester? Everybody games around Christmas time, yeah. Brooktober is upon us. The holiday season begins. Mr. Fester is the best astronomer in the city. Well, he's an academic. He's down to earth, too. Yeah, I've definitely picked up some stuff on eBay that were pretty cheap, like below standard cost, and sometimes you get super lucky. Yeah, like snap it up as like a buy it now. You rarely get a good deal with the bidding system. You might bid on something, nobody else bids on it, but usually you get somebody like snaps it up in the last second, and unless you're like on that thing and you just hit the button just at the right time, you can miss out. Princess Emile, what you're left behind is just trouble and scraps. The biggest problem, like I'm in Canada, so the biggest problem with eBay for me is the shipping. A lot of stuff comes out of the US. You have to pay some pretty expensive shipping costs. Plus, you have to pay. Usually, it's done through the global shipping system that eBay has. So you're paying the you're paying the import fees or the duties. As soon as you pay duty, you're paying an extra $5 to eBay or whatever their holding company is. It brings you across the states. So yeah, you pick up a $25 game. I think it's $20 the break-off point for those duty tax things, and you end up paying like $50 after shipping. It's like it's just not worth it. Big box Pokemon Silver, $50 under market. Nice. Yeah, it's. I mean, I think when I started buying on eBay, when I started collecting, it was a lot better. But just like more recently, it's just gone more and more expensive. Now it's just not feasible to buy on eBay anymore, unless I can get it from a Canadian seller. It's been 6 months since Princess Emile turned to a rowdy person. But at this point, I'm basically up. I've collected most of my like retro consoles. I'm basically up to modern stuff. So PS4 games I don't need to buy them on eBay. I'll buy them off Amazon or something. I still have to collect mostly for the portable systems, like the PSP and the Vita is what I'm trying to collect for now. How could the gentle Princess Emile turn into such a rowdy person? Is she suffering from bad illness, or she may be haunted by a devil? What happened to Princess Emile? Instagram? Never thought of checking Instagram. I wasn't even aware there was like a like a selling community on Instagram. Aurora Coral Reef. Well, that's all I can see. I'll have to check that out. I wonder if there's any sort of retail community like that for Canada. Like I'm part of some like Facebook groups that do some retro video game sales and auctions and stuff like that. I got some good stuff like that. Sephiroth Logitech, thank you so much for the 9 months. Thank you. Thanks. Like the antique stop at the local place last week. Looks small, much larger. I am. 1,500 Atari games, nice. That's the thing. Sometimes you go to like the rare time you go into like a thrift store or a flea market and you find somebody with a good selection of games for cheap. But the problem nowadays is the internet, right? Back in the day you can get some amazing deals at garage sales and that, but now anybody can look up the value of something online with their smartphones, so prices tend to have gone up, which sucks. Nobody's allowed to go to the castle except for those with permission. Like, you get the rare chance of getting a good deal, but more often than not, you're not going to get as much of a deal. Yeah, exactly. I think the game's not bad. I mean, the worst part of the game is the combo system. I mean, it's timing. You have to be pretty precise with your timing a lot of times, and the longer you play, the less precise your timing gets. Television Aquarius? Funky music, this fester. Anything up here? Disney Fantasy. Spending on retro games, $110. Complete copy of Valkyrie Profile. Yeah, $110 for Valkyrie Profile 2 years ago is a good deal. It's gone up quite a bit since then. I think the most I've spent on it, on the retro game, is probably Persona Revelations on the PlayStation. I think I spent around $180 for a complete in-box copy. That was a couple of years back, and I'm sure that's gone up significantly since then too. We get to that guy. Yeah, I'm happy I picked it up when I did. And it was like, it's a pristine copy too. Like it's like flawless, which was nice. So it was a pretty good deal for a flawless copy of that when I picked it up. And now I don't know, it's probably like worth $250, $300. Yeah, Valkyrie Profile is probably my second most expensive PlayStation game. Stuff like the working designs ones have gone up quite a bit in price recently. Like, a lot of that stuff is just climbing higher and higher. But I think I got lucky and picked it up when I did. My grandpa used to say, if you see a girl in trouble, help her, even if it means risking your life. So this is an honorable injury. Is that many CDI? I think it was like 2 or 3, maybe? Protected me and was done in by a bandit. I don't know how I can thank him. Oh, there's a way you can thank him. I just want her to give my baby a name, so that my baby would be happy. But Princess Emile was... It's not fair, Princess Emile. This is Evil, 1, Gamelon, and Zelda's Adventures, right? Yeah, and those are probably like insanely expensive now, too. Since those are like super collectible, obviously, because, you know... It's one of those games that everybody knows about. Liberation, oh god. That game is interesting. Ooh, $70, yeah. Yeah, now Lunar, like a complete copy of Lunar Silver Star Story Complete goes for what? $200? Nuts. Like, the only thing I regret with my Lunar, like my two Lunar games on PlayStation is that neither of them are fully complete. I'm missing the map on Lunar 1, I'm missing the pendant on Lunar 2. I mean, the games are fully complete, I got all the other stuff, but I hate not having 100% complete games. At least my Arc Lad one is fully complete. Cheapest Lunar game completing box? What, the PSP one, probably? Because the DS ones always stay up in price, those things are... Sickos out there that fold an already used piece of toilet paper to get more value out of it. Hey, some people want to save money or something. I would never do that, but... You can talk to GameStop for buying a copy of Lunar Silver Star Complete right in front of an employee. They came in to sell it for $5 more. That's awesome. Yeah, they're probably like ripping the guy off. I'll give you $5. That's all it's worth. And then they're gonna go around and sell it for like 100. Dragon Sun's $15. Oh yeah, that's kind of surprising because DS stuff tends to go for cheap as hell. Or DS stuff tends to go for a pretty good price because, you know, the nature of DS games being cartridge based means they didn't have as much of a... They didn't sell as many copies because, of course, it's more expensive to manufacture. Although I guess PSP would be the same thing too. PSP games are probably relatively expensive to manufacture compared to PS1 games or PS2 games where they could easily just... You don't need like special facilities, you know, you don't need special UMD or cart-based, you know, facilities to print more copies. Oh yeah, it's fan by fan critics, but that usually, even if it's a crappy game, crappy games that are uncommon, like RPGs in general. I mean, most RPGs tend to go up or tend to be expensive, even if they're absolute trash. No, for PSP, I have the PSPs have video out, so I can hook up my PSP through component component cables and play directly off my PSP. So I won't have to emulate PSP. I'll be able to play on the real system. Vita is the same thing. I got a PlayStation TV I can play Vita games on. So the only thing I have to emulate would be the DSs and 3DSs and stuff like that, because Nintendo and, you know, their non-existent video outs, and the fact that it's basically impossible to get a DS, DS or a 3DS with video out nowadays unless you want to spend like a couple $100. Have it crap out in, you know, a month. Since nobody's home. Let's break in and steal all their stuff. Anyway, it's a funny looking house. Yeah, I picked up a bunch of collector's editions recently, and because I knew that they would go up in price. I mean, my Persona 5 collector's edition has gone up quite a bit in price since I picked that up. I've got the Octopath Traveler collector's edition. I've got the Fire Emblem Three Houses collector's edition. Because I know those things are going to go up in value. There's no way they won't. Yeah, the PPSSPP emulator is pretty good. Like, I haven't actually... Like, I haven't tried the capturing. I don't know what the quality is going to be like for the PSP. I mean, if I need to, I can emulate it, but... I'm not against emulation anyway. I mean... I was basically emulating games until I got to the more modern stuff. I just, you know, want to collect. Two PS Persona 5, nice. Wait, why is Albert... Did we not heal up after that battle? Huh. Seems like that battle happened like probably weeks ago according to the game, but no, apparently we still have the same hit points from the last battle. Yeah, actually, I was surprised. Like I picked up a collector's edition of that pretty well after it came out. You know, it was you couldn't find it on Amazon or anything like that anymore. But I went to Nintendo's website and I was able to buy it off of Nintendo directly, the collector's edition. I was like, they still sell them? it was like a couple, I think it was like 2 weeks after it had come out. Like, I figured, I'm not gonna find a collector's edition anywhere, but I somehow stumbled upon Nintendo's website and they were selling them there. And I was like, all right, bought it there at retail price, and yeah, got myself a copy. Now, of course, it's probably gone up by 50% already since it came out. Handsome old VCR. Yeah, I guess that's a good way of capturing those old RF devices. Because, yeah, trying to find anything nowadays that converts from RF to AV in any way is hard to do. A copy of Eternal Sonata? Oh yeah. You can still find some of that stuff on Amazon, surprising. Have you seen Princess Emile? Yeah, she's beautiful, but how can you say she's grateful? Is that really Princess Emile? Must find more Stardust. I know, right? You can find, like, everybody's probably got... Anytime you go to, like, a thrift shop or any sort of flea market, you're gonna find VCRs for, like, nothing. And yeah, demodulators are stupid expensive. But right from Namco. I probably have about 20 old VCRs down in the basement. From all that old crap. Welcome, come on in, all the way to the back. Oh, such slowpokes. You guys are out of town, aren't you? No, we're from here. You liar. You don't look like you're from here. Liar. Hey, Cappy, don't start a fight with the customers. Okay. Sorry, I gotta go back to work. Why don't you come back later? I have a lot of things to tell you. Besides, actually, we're not that busy. They're using this bay window as a table. It looks nice. Oops. Bottles of liquor lined up. Each customer has their own bottle. Oops. Good old turbo controller is really makes finding Stardust super easy. You just hold down the X button and just walk around. It works all right, but it talks too much. All about that silly stuff. Hey, you want to talk some more? To the back, please. I know you guys are actually out from out of town. Why do we have to split up to talk to her? You guys, smell like exotic foreigners. Let me give you a quick introduction to this town. Saw lots of star shapes in this town, didn't ya? There were decorations on top of roofs and mosaics on the street, right? It's because Tiberomans have a faith in the stars. Naturally, we have an advanced astronomy. It's the study of stars, isn't it? Sounds wonderful. Right. We're here to pursue Lloyd. What do you say? What are you two guys whispering right now? Are you becoming more interested in stars? Oh, totally. Oh, yeah, totally, yeah, stars. Yes, we are. Really? Tell you the truth, I'd love to talk about stars with people from out of town while working at this here bar. Well, the stars are beyond the sky. They're way over the clouds. They're bright, although they are far away, because each of the stars has a lighthouse on it. because they have a lighthouse. They never get lost in the sky. And hey, Cappy, don't give the customers a hard time. Alright, thanks for stopping on by, Cartridge Crazy. When those potty toys say each other, we get smaller and smaller. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, we gotta get back to work. Why don't you come back later? I have a lot of things to tell you. Besides, actually, I'm not that busy. Talk to her again. Looks yummy, does it? Why is there food on the table anyways? Like, we didn't order anything. Every table has, like, some food on it. It's just some scraps left over from the previous customers. Want to talk some more? It's okay now, because my boss is not looking at us. Come on, all the way to the back. I know, actually want to ask something about something other than stars. Nobody likes the Digimon world. Agreed. I mean, do you have a couple of rare people that come in and say, hey, this is the best game of all time? It's like, what? Have you played other games in your life? But hey, everybody's entitled to their opinions, however wrong they may be. We're looking for a man named Lloyd. Lloyd. Yeah, could be. It could be one of those nostalgia things, you know. Some games that haven't aged anywhere near as nice as other games. When you first played them back in the day, it would have been, you know, the cool thing. You know, when Digimon World came out, Tamagotchis were the big thing, right? So maybe it was like, hey, this is like Tamagotchi, but better. Nowadays, we all know that Tamagotchis are pieces of crap that just frustrating as hell to do. I don't know, Miss Cappy the hipster doesn't know. Maybe he probably doesn't, or if Miss Cappy the hipster doesn't know, it means he probably isn't in this town. There we go. Reading that completely wrong. You're still interested in hearing about stars? No. I don't think so. I knew from the start that you actually didn't want to listen to me. I know you don't actually like to talk. Cappy. Back in the day it was bad already, yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, Monster Rancher probably. It was a combination of Tamagotchis and Monster Rancher, I guess. Sure. And to pay for it, or play it after paying for it. It's even worse. Yeah, Monster Seed was kind of annoying. I didn't even talk to her. Just like walking in front of her. Of course we would lose interest in stars in my story. I only know what everybody else knows. You know what? I'll introduce you to a person who you'd like. He's an astronomer named Fester. It's crazy about the moon that never sets. I think he can tell you lots of interesting things. The moon that never sets? You know, the one over there? The strange star in the sky all the time, day or night? Heard he's doing research about the relationship between a monster called the Black Whatchamacallit and the moon that never sets. Oh, the Black Whatchamacallit. You age again, mess with everybody by stepping into Team Demi Kids, yeah. Yes, Shin Megami Tensei. Soon we'll be like, we're going to be thrown into like the Shin Megami Tensei pile that is the PlayStation 2. There's like, what, 10 games? There's like Sony SMT games on PS2. You got, of course, the Persona games. You got the Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. You got the Digital Devil Saga ones. I mean, there's like so many SMT games on PS2. You should drop by. He's next door. You can't chat brothers. Hey Cappy, stop pooping around. It's already dark outside. Okay. Sorry, I gotta get back to work. Was the Game Boy one first? think Revelations Demon Slayer came out second? Yeah, search. Find out very quickly. Yeah. Or wait, no, those two for yes, guess Persona. Yeah, I guess we didn't include. Yes, Persona was actually significantly before Revelations Demon Slayer. Like 50 games before, so yeah, Persona. Revelations Persona, which I guess I just have it under my list as Persona, came out first. There you go. That was our first taste of the Shin Megami Tensei's or the Revelation series. There's only two of them that were under like the Revelations name. After that, they just dumped the Revelations name. Mrs. Meal had changed in her personality about 6 months ago. The reason is, actually, I don't know why. Heard King Albert Assertio went on a journey. Platinum hair, I think I saw someone like that in some city. It's rare for a young person to have platinum hair. I wonder if it's due to stress. Kathy works pretty hard, but she chatters too much. Yeah, Dreamcast is, I'm actually pretty decently into the Dreamcast, just there's not that many Dreamcast games left. I got Silver next, which is another Dreamcast game, but yeah, it definitely comes and goes, it's all over the place. I'm like this close, I'm like, what, 8 games away? Less than 10 games away from the PS2. I want to say 8 games, but I could be wrong. Yep. Elemental Game Gear I beat probably a good 10-15 games ago. I played Time Stalkers. Turn around here. Let's see, I got Time Stalkers I beat, Evolution 1. I technically had Evolution, or I was technically supposed to be playing Evolution 2, if not right now, very shortly. But what I did for that one is I just kind of like put that one on quote-unquote on hold. I'm going to just play Evolution Worlds on the Dreamcast instead, or on the GameCube, because Evolution Worlds is basically Evolution 2 with Evolution 1 kind of thrown in and all that stuff. You broke Nightbot! Skies of Arcadia, I'll be playing the GameCube version, although I think I have it... I'll be playing the GameCube version, but I think I placed it in the location where the Dreamcast version was released, or something like that. All sorts of liquor. Dark is still too young to... How old is Dart again? Wasn't he like 20... He was in his 20s, wasn't it? I know Shanna's 18, I know Dart is older than her. King Albert Sergio went on a journey. How's it going, Trippy, by the way? 25? That old? That was his, like, early 20s. I think they mentioned earlier in the game. I don't quite remember the exact age. I thought it was maybe like 22 or 23. Because, I mean, they're obviously placing Shanna as, like, a love interest for him. Yeah, Record Lotus War. Of course, for most of those games, I'll be playing the version that's on other systems. Like Skies of Arcadia, I'll be playing the GameCube version. Grandia 2, I'll be playing the PS2 version. Evolution 2, I'll be playing the GameCube Evolution Worlds. There's also Silver. Let's see here. I got Dragon Riders Chronicles of Pern. 7th Cross Evolution I played, of course Time Stalkers, and obviously it's not going to be played for a long time, but what's it called? that new game that was released there. Also on game on. Can't see the slide from here. Whatever. Another game down the road. Finished run mission 3. Yeah, you definitely lose a lot of time when you read that loud. That's pretty standard. That's why whenever you look at how long the beat times and my actual time, my time's gonna be quite a bit later. Just make sure that you don't go out at night. Recently there have been bandits in the city. What the hell are you doing then? Isn't that your job to prevent the bandits? Is probably had 2 hit replacements in dementia. Yep. That's right, she doesn't have platinum hair. It's night. It's normal for it to be closed. No, it's not. How am I supposed to ransack their house? Curfew has been ordered. Need protection from bandits. It's crazy taxi cars in RPG. Thank God, no. The gate of the city is already closed. Please wait until dawn if you want to go outside the city. 23, okay, that's what I thought. I recalled something like 23. Let's come at night so we can close the gate then. Or somebody would come in here and listen to my greening plan. We can talk about my plans all night long. How about no? Search this place for some sweet, sweet stardust. Thought I had my turbo go on. I don't. Like running around without pressing the X button. Yep. Still maintain. This person really loves plants. No stardust in here? No stardust. Hey Seb, how's it going? Yeah, they added those new badges, didn't they? Those first founder badge, yeah. Forgot about that. Seb's a founder. Awesome. Magitech's the founder too. Founder badges are awesome. Come back from parent teacher. How's the kid? Hopefully some good news. Is there such thing as good news out of parent teacher conference? I'm sure he's totally the class clown. Then we just got married. We're still go to sleep for Nello. Are you asking me the reason? You should know. Nello's studying about plants day and night. Even though we just got married, we cannot do that. Cannot do what? Can I go behind him? No. There's stardust back there, but Celeste never had. This is a little shit. You must have rubbed off on him. The polite part. I see the stars pretty well tonight. Looking at the stars makes me forget about my problems for at least the moment. The poor husband. She's more interested in stars than him. I think it has something to do with subbing early on in the in like the channel's like lifespan, if you will. Not sure exactly. Oh, it's first 25 subs. There you go. It's night. It's closed for the... normal for it to be closed. Yuna. Yeah, you indeed. I'm not suspicious looking at all. I'm a regular citizen who just came out to feel the night breeze. God, all the houses are sealed up. Yeah, I'm just feeling out the breeze as well. Totally not trying to go into these houses and steal their shit. You want to be Titus? But why not? And this is awesome. Said nobody ever. Stars are especially beautiful tonight. Lights of the city are not a bad view, but starlight is the best. He's totally looking to the princess's tower right now. Catherine, oh man. I platinum Catherine. That thing was a beast to platinum. Ugh. The Tower of Babel was... oh man. Tower of Babel was so hard. Nobody's allowed to go into the castle unless they have permission. Press Desire Edition? Oh yeah? Nice. Yeah, it's not an RPG, unfortunately. Wouldn't mind playing it again, but oh man, Tower of Babel, no. Wouldn't mind. That's one part I definitely wouldn't redo. Definitely a fun game. Definitely recommend it. If you like that kind of like... it's like a puzzle game with story, you know what I mean? It's a great combination of story with like puzzling. Set you up in Drummer Freak for 20 months. Thank you so much for all the Canadian sports, Seb. Woot woot. It's awesome, man. Thank you so much. Oh, they have a new route in the new releases? Might have to check it out again. I'm gonna go down that rabbit hole. Must be the house next door. I wonder if Mr. Fester is in. Yeah, it's it's not great for the blood pressure though. I mean, man, it's just the constant like you kind of got the guillotine, the noose around your neck, if you will. Just screw up. Maybe not. Lights are on though. Let me see. Like, I think. I never actually... I think that's one of the games I rented on the PS3. I never actually owned a copy. Maybe I should pick up the latest version. Mr. Fester, are you home? Twitch Prime, it's free money. Exactly. Gotta love free money. Yes, I am. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was admiring the moon. Come on in, please. Let's talk inside. Yeah. Got my bottle. Play PS patch ISO? No. I'm not gonna play any patched games. I'm gonna be playing the PSP version when it comes out on the PSP. We're here to ask you about the moon that never sets. Oh, about the moon that never sets. Wait here for a minute. Let me get some materials. Yeah, it's one of those games that you kind of feel dirty for playing, but it's, you know, sometimes it's just like, yeah, you gotta make sure that, you know, you close the blinds, and but it's not like obviously super adult or anything, but it definitely has adult themes. You're interested in a weird matter. Oh, but I would. First, I cannot make judgments about other people. Please, take a look at this.
In astronomy, a moon that never sets cannot exist.
Cannot exist?
That's right. Stars travel the sky by catching the winds of time. But this moon isn't affected by time. It never moves day or night. That's why it's called the moon that never sets. After counting 108 years, when the moon that never sets glows red, a moon child descends upon the earth to fill the world with holy bliss. A poem of yore telling the fate given by the moon. However, what we really get is the spawning of destruction and fear, that is, the Black Monster.
Black monster.
Why a demon, not a blessing? What does it mean? The mystery has yet to be resolved.
And that voice acting, especially Dart's voice acting in that, was horrible. What the hell? Latest edition Catherine wore the boxers t-shirt. It's awesome. Never imagined we'd be able to get some information on the Black Monster here. The OG Catherine pizza box? Oh yeah. Yeah, no kidding, that stuff probably went up significantly in price since then. Find this useful? Yes. You think so too, right, Dart? Very good. It's a pleasure to be helpful to such a beautiful lady. Said who's beautiful? Hey. Guess there are many ways to see things. Whatever. Stop it. Having a good friend is beautiful. It makes me envious. Oh, it's getting late. I have to hurry up or I'll be making the princess wait. It's hard to eat only by astronomy. I'm acting as the good governor of Princess Lisa. As well. Oh, if you want to take a good look at the moon that never sets, go upstairs and take a look. Through the telescope. It's set up in the direction of the moon that never sets. Now I'm heading to the castle. I'm sure it's totally not going to turn red as soon as I look through the telescope or anything. Oh god. Must find... Hard to find Stardust when like every single step has an object. Oh, doesn't seem like there's any Stardust in here. Turbo controllers for the loss. Turbo controllers are nice sometimes, but sometimes that's no Stardust here. No Stardust. Doesn't look like there's any Stardust in here.